Everyone. This is Toyin Umesiri. Welcome to my live show. I'll be covering Quantum Leap. Clarity precedes manifestation today. Okay? So, really, when I talk about Quantum Leap, it's really for those who want to accelerate achieving success in business and life, right? If you want to speed things up, you cannot afford to do average. You cannot be doing what everybody is doing because you'll be getting the results everybody else is getting. So, really, the quantum leap is about accelerating your journey to business growth and success. And what I want to dive into today is clarity precedes manifestation. I have a program in my school, Toyin Umesiri Academy, where I talk about the game plan, 12 strategies for winning in life and business. It's actually the first week, is the first journey you go on in my 10-week business growth accelerator. It's all about mindset shift because if you want to achieve success, you actually have to adopt a mindset oriented towards success. Many people are oriented, they have their mindset oriented towards survival, and nothing wrong with that. Just own your stuff, right? Is that if your mindset, right, if your orientation is towards survival, okay, you are holding on tight to limited resources. If your mindset is, right, what's in your hand, is it enough already, right? Just think about it. If what's in your hand is not all that you want, why are you holding on tight? You know why? You still need this hand, the same hand holding on tight to less needs to be free so that you can receive more. You need to open up your heart to more abundant mindset, success oriented mindset, unlimited belief. But if right now you the way you see life, all that you're seeing is less and less and less. This is when people say there's no time, there's no this, there's no that. You've got to disrupt that pattern of thinking. You have to disrupt yourself. Okay? You've got to change because if you don't change, nothing changes. If you do not change, nothing changes because the world has always been what it is. Everybody comes into the world, they do their stuff, they leave, right? Listen, I say it as it is. The world as it is, you come in, you do your work, you leave. You come in, you drive your impact, you leave. So when people wait, I don't know what they're waiting for. What are you waiting for? Who are you waiting for? Bible talks about, this idea that you need to be sowing your seed. You're looking for perfect weather and you're waiting for something before you take action. That's not how it works. So I'm going to dive into some specific things today that you need to watch out for in terms of clarity precedes manifestation, right? When it comes to manifestation, right, people want A, B, C, D. People have lots of desires. Okay, you have desires, but are your desires becoming your reality? Your desires becoming your reality, okay, is your journey to success. Making your dreams come true is what brings happiness and joy and fulfillment on a journey to success. Because at the end of the day, if you achieve things externally, but inside you're not fulfilled, what did you do to yourself? The journey of fulfillment, internal fulfillment, enlightenment, on and on and on, is the ultimate journey to success. But if you do not have clarity, if you don't know exactly what you want, how are you going to create it in your life? Because the moment you know what you want, you begin to attract everything you need. Write that down. The moment you gain clarity about what you want for you, because this is part of the creator method, okay, is that you need to make sure you understand first your own role in your own life, right? The responsibility that you have to create the life of your dreams. Many people want to outsource that to the government, their employer, their boss, their community, their parent. So they blame everybody out there as the reason they've not attained. You can't outsource this responsibility. If you outsource it, you get what you get, because those people you are relying on will give you barest minimum, and many people are not satisfied. If you're satisfied with barest minimum, that's okay. But most of the frustration you're going to see in the world is tied to this stuff. Until you take on your own responsibility and get clear that you are fully responsible, particularly if you're an adult and you're not a teenager, you're not a toddler, you're not an infant, you're not a preteen, right? When you're an adult, it's part of the journey of responsibility for you. You are responsible for you and others in your care, because now, now you have responsibility for not just for yourself, for the future, your children, right? In a way, the foundation you lay and the things you're able to pass on to them will help them, will serve as bricks to building and constructing their own life. If you pass on the right stuff, then you help them start a journey on a better note, right? So realize this, take on responsibility. And this responsibility starts in the mind. It's a mindset, right? Is that if people, or when people believe a story, or they've been fed, let me say this, when the world has fed you a particular story and you believe them, that they will help you, they will rescue you, they will feed you, they will clothe you, they will give you ultimate success. So guess what? People fold up their hands and they're waiting for day. When is my boss going to promote me? When is the government going to send me this? Clarity precedes manifestation, and part of clarity is understanding your own role in creating the journey and the success you want. And when people are not clear with just that fundamental, they're confused, they're all over, right? They're not happy. There's frustration, like lots of stuff happen, right? So once you take responsibility and you know this stuff changes energy will change in the person, right? Because you won't feel limited anymore. Because the moment you get in the driver's seat, something kicks in. You're more conscious, you're more alert, you're more careful, you're more sensitive, right? You're more aware. You will be looking. Now is when something activates. Versus if you're in the private passenger seat or the back seat, you may not pay attention to your own life. You know, when you put yourself in the back seat and you think somebody will drive you, you can sleep off. And then you wake up and be like, oh, this wasn't like, yeah, that's what's happening. But the moment you become the driver, you will be alert, you'll be awake, you'll be aware, you'll be sensitive, you will watch out, you'll be careful, right? You'll be more sensitive to the decision-making process because you know you are responsible for getting yourself to your destination. But when you think you're not responsible, people are careless, sleeping. You know it. I'm just using that analogy, right? So being in the driver's seat awakens us. Putting ourselves back in the place of responsibility in the driver's seat makes us now enlightened. You listen, you'll be awake. And when you're awake, you can take in data, you can take in information, you can think, you'll be thinking really, really fast. Because now you have to process everything you're experiencing differently. Right? Now you have to make decisions. Do I turn right? Do I turn left? Do I go here? Do I go there? Now you are putting yourself to work, not putting yourself to sleep. Now you have to be clear. You have to you have to make sure you are clear. You have to make sure your glasses is on, that you can see clearly. Because now you are responsible for driving yourself to success. So that has to happen. You have to ignite and activate that awareness, right? That you are responsible. And the moment you know you're responsible, when you activate this inner place of being, right? All of a sudden, you will start attracting, not before, There's a certain energy you take on when you are awake that now naturally you will start attracting. You when you get into that motion, you will start attracting what you need for what you're going. That's when you start saying, okay, where's the map? Okay, I need to get a car. I need to put the gas. I need this. I need. That's when you start counting the cost of the journey, of the trip you're going on. But when people say they're not responsible, they don't count cost. In fact, they put that responsibility on somebody else. They sit down and say, feed me, take care of me, go and find. They expect other people to go and find for them what they need for their own journey. It doesn't happen that way. But that's what they expect, and they will wait forever. Because until you take responsibility, you don't attain, you don't manifest. Because it's not nobody's responsibility to bring into the world, right? Particularly, again, I'm talking about adulthood responsibility. By now, these are the things we need to be teaching the next generation and preparing them, right, to attain, to become everything that they can become. And if you're a Christian, let me also tell you, I have a scripture for all these things. Jesus said, ask, seek, find. What are you asking for? What do you want? Are you asking? Are you seeking? Trust me, asking is work. Prayer requires focus, attention, determination. That's why people listen. These things they're interesting to see people. People that are praying will receive, right? But people who have outsourced, they've given up hope. Then prayer in of itself shows that you still believe for something. So Jesus said, put yourself to work, keep asking. And not just ask, but part of asking, faith without works, right? Is that right? Part of asking is actively seeking. How can you say you want something and you're not cooperating with God to find it? How can you say, I want A, B, C, D? Oh, how can you say you want a child? How can you say you want a business? How can you say you want to buy real estate? How can you say you want to be elected mayor of your city? And you don't participate in that process, and you don't campaign, and you don't knock on doors, and you don't register your business, and then you don't do what you need to do to have a baby, and you don't, and you don't, and you don't. You ask, you seek. You need to be seeking what you are asking for. And you will see these stories in the Bible. Saul was seeking for his father's animal, right? David was going out to feed. Like those who are in motion, actively asking, seeking, motion. Joseph was busy participating, using his skills and talent and asking, remember me, asking. When you're not asking, you're not seeking. And when you're not seeking, you're not going to find. Right? So there's a different energy. When people are asking, seeking, right? You can see a different pool. And then everybody else that are not asking, seeking, they're not finding. Guess you see this energy of entitlement. Entitled to what? Something you didn't work for, something you didn't pray for, something you didn't seek for. Trust me, even if you're an employee, that day job, you asked for it, you sought it out, you applied for it, you prayed for it. And that's why you found it. And if you didn't apply for it, if you didn't show up to the interview, if you did not go through the interview, you will not have had that job, even though you prayed for it. So when you ask, you also need to put yourself through the process that will help you seek and find. Clarity precedes manifestation. You want to find, you want to live in the success, but you're not asking, you're not seeking. It doesn't happen that way. Quantum leap is accelerating, speeding up your journey to success. When you do the right things, you'll be amazed that people like myself, there are people strategically positioned that we are here to give you the cement to the build. Like, we're here to close the gap, your knowledge gap, your skill gap, so that you don't spend 5 years trying to do what our process will help you do in weeks. Quantum leap, right? Asking, you need to have clarity. What are you asking for? The clearer, the better. If you want to build a building, you don't just say, I want a building. No, the architect will go, no, 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 no. How many rooms? Where is the living room? How many windows? You've got to count the cost. Because a one-story building versus a 100-story building versus a 1,000-story building, the costs, the process of producing those outcomes are different. So if you just give vague, I want to make money, I wanted this, that's not specific. Clarity precedes manifestation. Clarity. How many rooms in your house? Do you want a 2-story building, a 100-story building? Because the foundation that would hold up those buildings are different. The materials you need to implement, they're different. The skills required to build a 100-story building versus a 1 or 2-story building is different. The life of your dreams, to become the person that can create it, you've got to develop specific skills, attract and write new knowledge. You've got to build new networks, and all of those things, the capacity you build for yourself must match and mirror what you are asking for. So you will find many people say, oh, I want this, but their action does not match their desire. So I say, sometimes they are bringing a shovel instead of a bulldozer. You can use a shovel to build a sand castle, but the moment you say you want more, the capacity required to pull off that more, the systems, the strategies, the skills, the mindset shifts. So when I say at Toyin Umesiri Academy, my school for entrepreneurs, right? If you're not building a world-class business, you can keep scrolling on social media. But if you see yourself building world-class businesses to standards, to specification, system, strategies, mindset, okay, you've got to acquire the knowledge that will allow you to do it. You've got to build a brand that will support that will position you rightly in the marketplace. You've got to build system. You've got to get clear on your customers. You've got to have clear marketing. You've got to build it right. And many people are building with poor quality, but expecting quality results. It doesn't, what you put in, listen, it's proportional to what you should be expecting. That's a principle. I didn't create the principle, sowing and reaping. I didn't create the principle. So what are you asking for? What are you seeking? Those two things will determine what you find. And when you don't ask, you don't seek, you get what you get. The default is what you get. Because you cannot operate beyond your skill. You cannot do more than you know. You cannot, right? It's either you have the muscles or not. If they bring a task and they say, lift up this car, it's either you can do it or you cannot. It's either you have the muscles, the capacity to lift it up or not. So if you've not spent time in the gym to strengthen yourself, to build capacity, when the task comes, right, the task, the work required, you are not equipped. You've not equipped yourself. That's why for me, I focus on training. Because those who do not train themselves will always be dependent. You'll be dependent. Everything you want will seem as a distance because you are not the person that can do the job. You know, we talk about teaching a man to fish versus fishing him. Well, guess what? If people keep fishing you, you are dependent on the fisherman. You need to become a fisherman if you want to sustain yourself and be able to catch fish anytime. But guess what? The work of a fisherman puts the responsibility on you to go and get the fish. But if you're helping, if somebody is helping you, giving you fish, you will depend on them and they will give you leftovers and you will be weak. You'll be weaker because you cannot sustain yourself. So for me, my journey and my recommendation to entrepreneurs is train yourself, develop the skills, empower yourself so that you feel empowered, you build the capacity to build the business of your dreams. That's what we do at Toyin Umesiri Academy. And on that note, I'm closing out today. If you have any questions, visit us at Toyin Umesiri Academy. That's my business school. You can also check out some other platforms out there that I'm running. But if you're an entrepreneur and you want to learn how to accelerate your journey to business growth and success, visit us, check in, log in. Like, listen, the next year is going to be different for you. 10-week accelerator is also the fastest. It has a roadmap, the roadmap to business growth and success. You can see the visual representation, and then the curriculum follows that 10-week process as well. So I'm going to be closing out now. Thank you to everyone who joined. I really do appreciate it. And I'll see you again next time. And if you have any questions, again, head over to my website and drop a question. I look forward to seeing you. Bye.